The Manuscript of Survival, Part 345. August 19, 2013. You are being battered and bruised by these life-changing energies now, and although they are indeed working their magic on you, it can be easy to misconstrue them for something else. So again, let us repeat the message that you are all well looked after, and we will not let anything go amiss. However, there are forces out and about less concerned about your welfare, and more concerned about their survival on these shores. We are not saying this in order to raise the alarms in any way, just to remind you that there are a lot of interest out there in getting you to lose your equilibrium. For as we have oft mentioned these last few days, the imbalance you all perceive can easily be looked upon as something negative. It is not, or rather, this imbalance is only negative for all those still set on keeping the old ways. Whereas you and everyone else who have set their sights on the light a long time ago, you are all well served by this imbalance. For this is such a strong signal that everything is indeed going your way now. Not so, we hear you say, for you will feel the struggle within and without every day now. And so, what you long for is calm and bliss in every way. Be that as it may, it is indeed a state you will be able to savor in the not-too-distant future, but as we have told you already, this period is a period of deep and profound change all over, so the perfectly still surface you will find on this gathering place of yours so often is not mirrored in the world around you. Remember, the roots of the old run very deep indeed, and as they are pulled out one by one, much will be disturbed by this. For these roots have penetrated beneath the foundation of so much, and as their grip on your soil is being loosened, much around it will fare the same way. In other words, many of the old and seemingly indestructible structures are starting to crumble here and there. It might be imperceptible at first, but gradually the speed of their collapse will increase. And as the soil beneath them, their very foundation, has been compromised by these deep-reaching roots of the parasites, it will become unstable to the point where it will all collapse. So what you feel now, are the first signs of the teetering and tottering that heralds the end of the world of illusion. A world built on no more than loose soil, soil that is indeed incredibly fertile, but up until now has been covered by a thick layer of concrete and stone. In other words, the old foundations have been laid in place in order to hinder any unwanted growth. But as these old roots are pulled loose, the rigid structures above ground will collapse as their foundations come apart, and then, the dormant seeds waiting below ground will have excellent conditions to finally sprout. We know that to many of you, this will sound like a process that will take forever, something not you nor even your grandchildren will be able to savor. But trust us when we say that this is indeed why you have come here, to witness this process come about. And not just the destructive phase of it. For you are indeed here to see the new world not only sprout, but take root and form a whole and complex and beautiful new structure, one you will be able to play an important part in too. But before that happens, much will come about that will be hard to fathom and hard to not take notice of. It will make its mark on you in so many ways, and it can easily overshadow the end result if you are not careful about where you put your focus. So again we say, look not at the deepening shadows, for they are only a sign that the light is indeed increasing in every corner of your globe. So the darkness will start to pull together in the small spaces they have left, and as such, it will become even more visible throughout this process. So again we say, the wise ones will know just where to look, and the wise ones will know to rejoice when the ones of a more feeble heart will start to feel their own foundations starting to crumble along with the rest of the old ones. But fear not, for you have built your houses on solid ground, you have built it on the stable rock, the place that belongs to the future and not to the past. So keep breathing, and keep reassuring each other like you do, each and every day. For you are strongly connected, but only by staying connected will you be able to weather whatever may lurk ahead in those small but active pockets of darkness that still scatters the landscape. Remember, you are of the light, and you are already standing out in the open, ready to grow even more as these days comes to an end. For you are here to prosper and to thrive, but you will do so while much around you shrivels up and dies. But what is faltering now, are the ones feeding on the old and poisonous energies of yesteryear. They will not fare well now, but that is what you will do. For you will feel the air becoming more and more bracing and fresh as every one of those old structures comes apart, and as such, you will have many a chance to rejoice in the time ahead. Just remember, your focus must be on this, and not on the hubbub coming from those already struggling to take a breath. So fill your lungs and your heart with that fresh air, and know that for every breath you take a breath of the future, while those on the other side will only be able to live on those ever-shrinking remnants of the past. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com